welcome to this latest episode of What's in My Project Bag. And I actually have a box to show you as well today. It's an old throwback almost to our What's in the Box videos on Stitchcraft, which was always so much fun and so looked forward to by everybody, especially me, because I loved opening the boxes. So yeah, I have a lot of things going on, a lot of projects in the works. I skipped a week. Not that I've said that I'm going to be doing specific numbers of videos, but I was kind of hoping to do one last week, but I had preparation to get ready for the Broward Quilt Expo, which is a regional quilt show that was held this past weekend down in Broward County. It's a show that's put on by all of the Broward County Quilt Guilds, plus the Dade County Quilt Guilds and the Modern Quilt Guild. And it was just wonderful. It's been a while since we had a regional quilt show. And of course, since I closed the shop, I haven't been around everybody. So it was really nice. I was in my happy place. The quilts were amazing. They had over 250 judged quilts, plus quilts on exhibition, and they had all kinds of demos and vendors. So I did some vending with some of my inventory that I still have, and I think I talked for like 48 hours straight or whatever that I was there. It was just so good. So it just was inspiring. But now that is behind me, and I'm going to start working on some more projects. I have so many things that I want to do. And, you know, I know there's a lot of people that watch videos on TikTok and YouTube or whatever, and then they want to make what they see. I'm really not on TikTok, but YouTube, Instagram, you know, all the places where we like to get inspiration. So I saw these videos where these artists were making paintings using like a squeegee. You know, they would put some blobs or dots of acrylic paint and then they'd maneuver the squeegee, and it just looks so cool. So of course, when I went to the store, I picked up a squeegee. I have plenty of paint, but now I got to try it with the squeegee. So I'm going to attempt to play with the squeegee and some paint at some point. I'll show you, I'm sure. I'm going to show you what's in the box. I'm pretty excited. So you can only see half of it, but it just looks so pretty. So what's in the box? This is cotton weaving yarn for my Saori loom. And it has a beautiful assortment of gorgeous yarns, and it's pretty, I don't remember exactly what the weight is. It's a little bit different. It's pretty fine compared to all the funky chunky stuff I've been using. So I'm really excited to give this a shot, because after I made my hoodie out of the cutter quilt, I thought it would be really nice to make a hoodie out of some of my woven cloth. But I wanted something that was a little more drapey and easier to sew with. And this is the more traditional weight yarn that a lot of the Saori weavers use. So I ordered this from Wimberley Valley Saori, where I went to the retreat in Texas in November. And this came. So my challenge now is how I'm going to store these cones. I actually got some other cones at Resource Depot, and I ordered a few other colors. So I got to figure out how to store them, because, well, I guess I could make space on my shelf and move some of my fabric, but I don't know. That's going to be a challenge. They make a rack that has dowels where you can, it leans up against a wall, and it's made by Saori, and you know, it fits the cones, but it takes up a lot of space, and I really don't have that space. So I have a challenge for myself to see how I'm going to organize my cones of yarn. Okay, so And on the subject of yarn, I have not had time to, I don't think, since the last time I came on, I don't know if I've done any more knitting of my cardigan that I'm making with all of my hand spun yarn. I have the back done and then the 2 front panels done, and I needed to make more yarn. So I hit the blending board with some roving, and I've been spinning some yarn. I need to do the second color, and then I'm going to apply them together. But these are this is like a sample of the row. This is called a rolag, and you put the roving on a blending board, and then you pull it off in a specific way and roll it, and then you get this, and then you spin right off of this. So this kind of pulls out, and you just spin right off of the end of the rolag. It's really easy, and I've been able to do this myself, and I'm really happy with how the yarns turned out and how my cardigans turned out. So that is what I've been working on for knitting. And I am hoping that I don't know if I'm going to have it done, but I'm going to the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival. It's the first weekend of May. So it's in like 2.5 weeks. I'm so excited. I've never been to a fiber festival, and you know, there's sheep and alpaca and goats and you know, the fiber animals there. And there's demonstrations and classes for everything having to do with fiber. So knitting, crochet, spinning, weaving. I don't know. I've never been there. Felting. But I'm really excited to go up there and experience my first fiber festival. So yay. I can't wait to tell you all about that. And okay, so that's with the fiber. I'm about to film a video on this cute little secret pouch, which is something that I made. I started making these a long time ago. Can you tell what that is? It's a cuff of a shirt. And when I was disassembling some shirts and upcycling the fabric to make an art quilt, I started playing around with the other pieces, and I made this little pouch, and it's pretty cool if you need a quick little bag or gift or something. Just as an example, this was something that Ryan had made me when he was like 5, but it also fits a gift card. So yay. So this is I'm doing a video on this soon. I'll let you know, but I got that going on. And oh, my bracelets, my jewelry. So, you know, I showed you the mala that I made. And then last Friday, Julie came over and we made bracelets. So we did the same technique that we had done with the malas, which is, can you see this? Let's see. So you can see the knotting in between. And I took a few of her beautiful, I forget what kind, I think they're jasper, beads to go with mine so that it gives it a pop. And then we did a adjustable knot, like closing technique, where, you know, it's like a little macrame so that you can put your bracelet on and then just close it. So I made a bracelet so that I can match my necklace, my mala. So that was really fun. We seem to be having like craft times. Isn't that great? So I've been taking some online classes, ones that of course you can do on your own time because that works best for me. And I pulled out some watercolor, and I keep watercolor paints and acrylic paints. Acrylic paints, I keep, you know, lots of crafty things. I don't really buy good acrylic paint. I did buy some good watercolor and put it in this pan. I have it in tubes, and it's what my friend Johanna recommended, and she teaches a lot of online classes that are watercolor, lettering and everything. They're really amazing. So I did this kind of little collage fodder, and I used a resist, and then I cut them out. So these are watercolor leaves and flowers. Have fun. And it's like so fun. And so I guess I'm going to be making something with this down the road. You know what this reminds me of? Because right next to all of this, there's some more leaves, is my collage with my Cafe. So I'm very, very consistent with my colors that I like to work with, and I love collage. So that's something I'm doing. So when I don't remember what I was searching around with on the internet or on YouTube, and I was playing around with flowers, and then I found a YouTube tutorial on how to draw, watercolor, like quick and easy ways to do flowers. So I think some of them, this was just practice. I just did long, but I think some of them are pretty cool. So I'm pretty happy with this. I don't do a lot of painting, so I don't have great expectations of being amazing at it, but I like to play with paint and I like to see what comes out of it. I like to try new techniques, and I am looking forward to playing with this and collaging with these pieces that I made. So that is what I've been doing with the paint and paper. And finally, yes, because I don't so I pulled this out. This, talking about the trip to Texas, this was a little workshop that I took, and when I was kind of organizing and cleaning up, my room is a mess right now. Like, I can't even show you what it looks like down here because it's just, I was, from getting ready for the show and then unpacking. But these are called, these are called thrums, and Japanese like to make use of all of their bits, and they don't like to waste things. So they take the leftover threads and yarns and cutoffs, and they knot them together. So these are doubled. That's actually like a little piece of fabric, and there's all kinds of, there's a little piece of roving stuck in there. There's some more fabric. So these are called thrums, and it's, I think there's a thing. They're thrums, and it's used in zanshi, which is cloth made from knotted threads in Japan. And so I'm going to weave with this eventually. I think it's very cool. And that's that. But I pulled this out, and this is the kind of thing, like all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm not going to throw away all my threads. I'm going to sit and knot them together. And then you end up with spools of knotted thread leftovers. Look at that. Isn't it fun though? Yes. No waste. Okay, so that's a little bag of thrums and a little bag of bags and jewelry and all that. So that is what is in my project bags this week. I have some other things that I'm working on, and I will show you next week. And yeah, so I thank you so much for watching. I was thrilled that so many people came up to me at the show and said, I watch you on YouTube, I follow you on social media. So I really appreciate that. So if you are enjoying, please subscribe, please leave a comment, and come back and see me next time. In the meantime, make time to make something, anything, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.